thought I need to reach out to all the people out there so that I can give you a key, a something to just help you through this time. Hello, I'm Mandy Arnott and I'm a psychologist. I've been in private practice for the last 20 years and I've got a very, very busy practice. I work with all ages. I work with children from very young to adults, adolescents. I do couple counseling. Basically anything you want, I'm here for you. I qualified first at the end of 74 as a speech therapist and audiologist. And I worked for many years as a speech therapist and audiologist. But my love has always been psychology. And at the back of my mind, I always wanted to pursue this. While working as a speech therapist, I worked for many of the education departments, and they wanted us to get a teacher's qualification. So there I studied and I'm qualified too as a preschool teacher. Then when my daughter, I've got 2 children, so when she went to high school, I decided now is the time to pick up on the psychology. And I enrolled and I once again started studying. 3 years honours degree I did, and then on to the masters, which I got cum laude. I don't know if that's important. And from then I started building up a private practice. And as I said, I've worked in my private practice now for 20 years. So when lockdown hit us, because it did, we weren't expecting. We'd heard a little bit about corona and we'd heard it in other parts of the world. The first case in South Africa was in Hillcrest, which was where my son lives, and he'd been to the same hospital for tests just a day or 2 before. So I had this little uneasy feeling already. And then when it was into lockdown and everybody was talking about all sorts of things that you must do, I just took that first as a time out, a quiet time, where I could just sit back and think and process. And in this processing, I started going on webinars and I explored various avenues on webinars. So I did many, many courses on Zoom and started the online. So then when I was thinking about it and all these courses, it was a lot of business courses, said you've got to grow your business, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. And I really thought I don't need to grow my business. My business is big enough. I work 8 to 12 hours a day. I really can't grow it anymore. And then on these different webinars, I'd had all sorts of giving you ideas. And the one I liked was someone called Marlon August, who does branding and brand names. He does Marketing Made Simple. And as part of the webinar, he offered some online face-to-face. So I took him up on the offer and I spoke to him on the Monday morning, and he said to me, no, your idea is good, but now you've got to have a brand name. And I didn't know what a brand name was. And you've got to go onto Instagram and you've got to go onto Facebook and you've got to do this and you've got to... And I went into total stress mode again. So I thought, I don't know how to do those things. But he said, first step, get a brand name. So that night, I lay awake till 3 o'clock in the morning, juggling with different ideas. Then I came up with the idea of Masterkey. Then I started thinking about keys. And what are keys? What do keys mean? We've got bunches of keys. I've got bunches of keys. I've got office keys. I've got house keys. I've got car keys. So keys mean that we either locking ourselves in somewhere to be safe, or we unlocking something to be outside, We've got a key for our cars, which is a key to freedom. So this idea really started playing in my mind. And as I was thinking more about keys, I thought we've got keys to unlock safes. We've got keys to unlock treasure chests. We've got keys to unlock journals. We've got all these different keys. And I study with the Academy for Future Science, and we study the Bible on 7 levels. So we're getting to the deepest level. And with that, we use the book, The Keys of Enoch, Book of Knowledge. And that is another key. And that whole book is written in keys. And each key that you go through, you're opening up a different level. So then I started liking the idea of Masterkey, because from Masterkey, we can start opening up. I can help you open up those fears, how to cope. Step by step, as we go through the process, we'll start opening more and more and giving you keys to start coping, giving you keys to unlock once we're out of lockdown. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, I emailed Brandon. I knew I wouldn't be disturbing him because he wouldn't be awake for an email. And he said, great, but now by Friday, I want you to have this master key on Instagram and Facebook. And then my balloon was deflated, because then I didn't know how to do that. So the rest of the night I tossed and turned, or the next day tossed and turned that night about how to do that. And then the thought came to me that about 3 years ago, Huntley Smith, who now has his own business, which is Business Lab, we did a podcast. And I phoned him and said, Hans, I know that you're good at this stuff. Can you help me? And he said, yes, I can. I can do all of that. But I'm actually going to bring my brother Jared, who has just started his own company called Digital Blacksmith, because this is what he does. So I breathed a sigh of relief and slept for the rest of the evening. After many, many Zoom meetings with Huntley and Jared, we started developing the whole idea. I thought I need to reach out to all the people out there so that I can give you a key, a something to just help you through this time, and to know that there is hope and that we will be getting through this. And I'm going to give you little bits of information, some keys to open up, so that you can develop yourself and you can grow as a person in this time. But each person just has to be the best person you can be. You don't have to be a superhero. You don't have to own the biggest company. Just the best you can be. And in this time too, it's just to be the best you can be. The best mother, the best child, the best spouse. Just what you can do. Each day, just doing a little bit more for yourself.